it's Mish from Hungry Wanderlust. Anyone who knows me knows it's not really me if there's no pufferfish face, so you're just getting a little bit of a slice of me. But today is a day to talk about Japanese curry rice. For all those of you who don't live in the Midwest or don't live somewhere cold, it's like -20 out with the wind chill today, so it is definitely a stay inside, put on your comfy sweater, you know, really just embrace the hygge vibes or any sort of relaxing vibes out there. So I really enjoy, on whether that's particularly this cold and brutal, some Japanese curry rice. And you know, it's actually really easy to make, and again, it's super comforting. At least it is for me. I don't know. I had my first job in a mom and pop Japanese restaurant, so that could also be a factor because that was a pretty popular lunch deal. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, but before we get started, if you could take a moment to hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button down below, that really helps me out, you know, just keeps that motivation going. Also helps me know, do you like energetic, well-rested Mish? Do you like sleepy Mish? Do you like Mish when she gives you more comfort food, more banter, etc., etc.? I mean, leave a comment down below. I know I've been really working on mastering the audio and the graphics and, you know, making sure there's just enough eye contact, because I've definitely seen some people that get real intense. I'm not that person. I'm a pretty chill person. Maybe whimsical. Yeah, whimsical is more accurate. I think chill just depends on the caffeine level. But yeah, enough of this banter because it's not related to the curry rice. Let's actually get started to that curry rice after you hit that like and subscribe button. All right, to make this, you're going to need an onion, potato, carrots. I have a gob full because these are the last of my carrots and I'm really eager to use them up. I do enjoy carrots, and also you saw the size of that potato and that onion. These carrots gotta lift their weight too. Oil to cook said vegetables in before you stew them. Protein of choice, I am using pork belly today because that is what I have. And then you're going to want some curry roux. I'm not very good at French words. I like using golden curry. That makes life a lot easier and it's really great. It does mix together a lot of the essentials of, you know, curry sauce profiles. I do talk about in the blog how, you know, the spice trade really helped spread curry throughout the rest of the world. Curry was introduced to Japan during the Meiji era, so it's had quite some time to, you know, be fully adopted, become its own thing. I think there's actually a poll out there that says that curry is probably eaten more regularly than some other traditional Japanese foods, like tempura. That just tells you how great it is and how it's been adopted into Japanese cuisine. It is a little bit sweeter, a little less, I would say, well yeah, a little less savory, a little sweeter than regular curries or Indian curries, but I think it's quite delightful. And part of that sweetness comes to people customizing things. So some people choose to use ketchup, chocolate, sugar, honey to add a little extra twist, since you know you are getting something. Usually most people buy a box. You can make this from scratch. I feel like there's certain things that you should just respect the fact that there are conveniences for and do it. So people, you know, sweeten it their own way. I grate an apple. That's how I get my sweetness profile. So this is why you see a small apple. Usually I'd want a lady apple, but I think this is a Fuji apple and that'll do just fine. Apples grated into here allow for a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of acidity, and a little bit of freshness. When you have comfort food and you want something you want to eat a lot of, a little bit of freshness helps you keep going. That may make me sound like I just love to eat, but it's not wrong. Now let's go get this all prepped. Yeah, that's not really a lot of ingredients to have to work with, but when you are lazy on chopping and peeling, you just hope for some camera magic, right? So, isn't camera magic wild? I would say, you know, just for time expectations, if you are using fresh apple, this is going to take the longest time because you do have to decore it or remove the core before you grate it. And you know, if you're also concerned about a little bit too much starches or carbohydrates, soak these for 30 minutes in water. This helps leach out the potato starch, which is the main driver as to why it's a high carbohydrate item. All right, let's actually get to cooking because it's super easy. I might be lazy and do this in the Instant Pot, but I will also show you how to, I will tell you how to do it in a regular pot. Basically, the Instant Pot just reduces the amount of time you need to watch things, so I'm Team Instant Pot if you can't tell. All right, let's go.
And for those of you wondering why I don't have the pork belly on there, you don't mix your raw meats with your vegetables or fruits. So that's going to be chopped separately and then added near the end. It's really simple to make this. I will show you how, like I said.
Instant Pot. Honestly, super convenient. I use this for a lot of things, but today we're going to use it to help reduce the dishes and, you know, having to hover over a pot while we make this curry rice. Okay, we have the Instant Pot set to the saute function with some of that oil I showed from earlier to start browning our onions. The nice thing about this dish is you can dump any vegetable you really want in here, which is great if you have extra cleaned up or you have some picky eaters in your life. But this is honestly a great catch-all dish because curry elevates everything. Hands down, it just does. If you don't have an Instant Pot, you would just get a regular deep pot. And the reason you want a deep pot is after you have sauteed and browned your vegetables, you're going to put in, I believe, is 2.5 cups of water. So basically you follow the initial directions on the golden curry box. And if you're like me, so the ratios on here is for using half of the roux because 12 servings is a lot, even for me. You know, curry is great, but you eventually can get tired of it, and that is a shame. Okay, this looks brown enough, so I'm going to switch this to boil mode. Well, just turn it off saute so I can add my 2.5 cups of water as well as the vegetables. Much quieter, much better. And then you get this to a boil. You boil for 15 minutes or until vegetables are tender. If you're following the instructions on the box directly, you would add in your meat right now. I would actually add that in a little later just to, you know, not overcook the meat. Okay, like I said, turned it off saute. Have the setting set to seal. Going to put this on manual for high pressure for 5 minutes because it's just all vegetables and it'll be great. Now I can go if I'm busy doing other things, and I'm actually making some milk bread today. Following the Walks of Life recipe because it's amazing and super easy, and I recommend it for anyone who's curious about milk breads because regular milk bread is great, making stuff that reminds you about Asian bakeries is great, and if you happen to have some dried mangoes laying about and feeling extra like me, mango sticky buns aren't the worst thing either, but we'll see this after it comes out. Tender. And for those of you who are wondering what I'm personally doing for my meat, since it is pork belly, I am being extra. And this is the roux, by the way, not chocolate. Although again, you can add in a little bit of chocolate and it does add some complexity to flavor. This again is on saute to bring it back to that open vessel boil. But as I was saying, I'm being extra with my pork belly. I'm actually going to blanch it and crisp it up and then add it in. Anyone who did their apple ahead of time, yes, that is the same apple. Oxidation is real. It won't do anything to negatively impact flavor. We just mix it in, and after about 5 minutes of stirring and melting this, you have a delicious thick curry. Again, add in any extras that you want. If you want it saltier, go for it. You want to play around with some of the other flavor additives I mentioned, like ketchup, honey, again, chocolate. Saying, don't knock it till you try it. I tried it, not so bad. And, you know, add this with the protein of choice. Again, my extra crispy TBD pork belly, because when you have skin on your pork belly, you might as well make it crunchy, and enjoy it with rice. Pretty straightforward, but again, super delicious, super hands-off. Like I said, this gave me time to make some milk bread separate of this, as well as, you know, prep that pork.
So probably another reason I really love this is, again, my love for thick sauce. Who doesn't love a good thick sauce on rice? Am I right? Is it just me? Let me know in the comments, how do you feel about Japanese curry? Do you like things with thick sauce? Do you like other types of curries? Like I said, well, maybe I didn't say, but I also enjoy making Thai green curries, making traditional Indian curries. The world of curry is really fascinating. The spice trade definitely had an impact on spreading flavor throughout the world. So, yeah. Okay, anyone wondering for how extra I'm being, this is going to be pretty crispy and pretty delicious. So I blanched my pork belly and I'm going to put it on this cast iron skillet with a light seasoning of allspice, cornstarch, and salt, and some black pepper, just so that it doesn't, doesn't take away from the curry, but also if I get a piece that's mostly on its own, I mean, I will chop this off afterwards, but texture and crisp, yum. That it'll still taste great when it stands alone, slash, since that's like 2.5 pounds of pork belly I'm doing this with, maybe some of it will go to a different dish. Who's to say? That's the beauty of cooking, right? You can always breathe new life into food. But I'll let this cook for 5 minutes on each side and then get to the skin and make sure it's crispy, because that's the joy of this. And then, get some curry action on. You see, this is why laying flat matters, because you can see how crunchy and brown that's getting in some places that needs to be moved for other places. There you go. Should be good to go. Wow, just even with the curry and the rice, isn't that good looking? And now we could add some extraness, that crispy pork. Oh, so good, so extra. Is it necessary to be this extra? No. Isn't it great though? Yes. So yes, yum. I do have more pork belly cooking in the background because whether or not goes to this curry or it just goes straight to my belly, it's great. This is a wonderful combination. Just working this rice and curry together, because what is curry rice without rice? And I guess I'm gonna get over my mukbang one day. Ooh, that's good. Let's also have a little bit of this pork belly, because what was the point of putting it in here if it's just for show? I should have probably cut this into smaller pieces, but here we are. I'm not a cute eater. I knew that about myself, but this was really good. Oh my goodness. Why don't we just do all curry with pork belly? The crunchiness and the saltiness from the seasoning added in there just juxtaposes greatly with the soft, savory, thick sauce. And wow, it's so good. Alright, I hope you all enjoy. If it's winter for you all, have some comfort food. If it's not winter for you all, have some comfort food. You don't have to be as extra as me. Curry rice is super easy and super delicious, but either way, thanks for joining me. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button below. I'll see you all next time. Stay hungry. Mish is out.